I'm John Kovach. I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a radio announcer. I'm a high school football coach. And since I was old enough to stand on the side of a stream next to my dad, I've been an angler. I've fished with bait, lures, and flies. I've fished with spinning gear, fly rods, jigging poles, and tip-ups. I've stood on ice, waded rapids, and been tossed about the deck of a boat. And I want you to love fishing, be it freshwater or salt, heavy flows, high seas, or cutting through a foot of ice, as much as I do, no matter what the quarry, no matter the tactics, no matter the chosen tackle. Welcome to Yankee Fisherman. John Kovach with you. It's Thursday, June 23rd. Welcome to Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop on the HAN Network. We're back with a pretty jam-packed show with some angling news, and we're kind of starting with a little bit offshore. Right now on the phone with us from the MV Osearch is Chris Fisher, founder of osearch.org. They are planning to do some research on shark breeding, which they're known for from several TV shows, off Long Island this year. Chris Fisher, welcome to Yankee Fisherman.
That's right. Great to be here.
Thanks so much for coming on. So tell us about the Long Island expedition that's coming up this summer.
Okay, so we're bringing the ship up to Long Island in late August, and what we're going to be attempting to do is we're going to be trying to capture white sharks, baby white sharks, 4.5 feet to 8 feet long or so, and get these spot tags on them so that they can define the nursery. Most of the other areas of the world where we've worked, these nurseries are massive. Like, they may be born in the New York, New Jersey bight, but they're likely to travel down the coast all the way around the tip of Florida and up into the Gulf of Mexico. And they'll be moving up and down those beaches, kind of keeping those inshore waters in balance, eating a lot of rays, eating a lot of fish, a lot of smaller stuff. And they'll live in that nursery for 20 years. It takes them 20 years to become sexually mature. And then when they become sexually mature, their migratory pattern really changes, right? Because they start to go to the mating site, then they have gestation periods, and they have birthing sites. So we believe that the New York, New Jersey bight might be a birthing site. So we're going to get in there, attempt to tag these juvenile sharks, and let them define that nursery. If we can look after the white sharks in the nursery and make sure we're kicking out plenty of big mature animals, then we have those animals that are keeping the ocean in balance, start to deal with some of the seal population we're seeing develop in the Northeast, help keep some of those numbers down, keep those animals up on the beaches simply because of their mere presence, which then doesn't allow those seals to have such a big impact on the bait and the game fish. So the nursery is the real trick to the whole puzzle, right? But you got to start with the mature animals. They lead you to the birthing site, get into that birthing site, get the juveniles tagged, define the nursery, and then help the white sharks succeed in the nursery. Once they become 14 or 15-foot animals, and they're swimming around more of the open ocean, they can destroy most of the gear types that they come in contact with. But they're really vulnerable when they're 4, 5, and 6 feet to any sort of just simple gill net or anything else.
A fascinating effort, if you are an angler, to watch you guys catch it, bring it in, and then really practice what's the ultimate CPR on the MV Osearch.
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole key is really bringing the practical world of fishermen together with the academic world. I mean, it makes sense that the science community hadn't had access. It's not something that a scientist and his intern are going to be able to go out and capture an animal like this. You need some guys who full-time fishing guys, full-time mariners. And so what we try to do is capture the animal as quick as possible. I mean, when we started our work in 2007, it would take us 3 hours to capture a 4,000-pound white shark like Mary Lee. Now we can catch an animal like that in 30 minutes, which means it's really, really strong for the release. So we'll capture the animal on a hand line, bring it back to the ship where we have a special lift it up out of the water. We put 2 hoses in its mouth, one for each side of its gills, so it's breathing while it's in the lift, and put a towel over its eyes, which I think most fishermen know kind of makes fish go calm. And then we'll proceed to conduct about 12 research experiments in 15 minutes before we lower it back in the water and let it go. One of those is a spot tag we place on its dorsal fin, and every time it comes up and sticks that dorsal fin out of the water for more than 90 seconds, it pings its location through a satellite into the global shark tracker, which, the free apps on people's phones, and at osearch.org, people can then follow the sharks at the same time as the scientists. So it's kind of this democratization of ocean exploration and science, and bringing the world into a project at the same time as the science community. So it's kind of by the people, for the people.
One of the things that we saw probably far too much of was catch and kill shark tournaments. Are we seeing a turn of the corner where there's an end in sight to those?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're definitely seeing momentum where the idea of a catch and kill shark tournament just doesn't make any sense. You know, we're not in a situation where our shark numbers are so abundant it doesn't impact the balance of the ocean. So, you know, I certainly hope as more and more and time goes by and people are educated and understand, look, if I keep taking sharks from the ocean, my grandkid's not going to be able to eat a fish sandwich. So that's just not a very clever thing to do. In the past was leveraged by movies and books. And as we work to kind of eliminate the fear of the unknown by developing the facts around these animals' lives, people start to realize, oh, wow, if we lose our sharks, we're going to lose the ocean. If we lose the ocean, we're going to lose the planet. So the real impact, though, that for sharks face, like if you really chase the data, I'm a data guy, the real impact is commercial fishing and long lining and shark finning. We lose about 200,000 sharks a day, 100 million a year, primarily going through Hong Kong into China for shark fin soup. So while the kill, recreational tournaments need to end just because it's poor leadership, it's poor stewardship, the real statistical impact is taking place through the illegal wildlife trade, the shark finning mafias, and long lining and finning.
How can people who are interested in conservation help with this expedition?
This trip will develop data that is really, directly associated with managing the whole New York, New Jersey area toward abundance. If our baby white sharks are thriving in that area, you're going to have a balanced system and you're going to have a lot more game fish to catch and enjoy and fish for our children to eat. So back the Kickstarter campaign, get involved with us on the social media conversations across all the Twitter handles of Mary Lee the Shark, Lydia the Shark, O-Search, and the Facebook pages. And then use the free educational curriculum. While kids follow the sharks, they can learn math and physics and geography. We're making science cool again. Really trying to, help everyone understand O-Search is not owned by anyone. It's owned by everyone. It's a virtual ocean institution that's democratizing the ocean space so that we can all be involved in creating our own future and our own destiny for our own children. And I think just getting in the game and becoming a part of the conversation and being a part of the science and education is an enormous thing. It's going to take us all to turn the situation around on the ocean and make sure that, there's an abundant amount of life. It does really just come down to, how serious are we now to making sure our great-great-grandchildren have the capacity to eat a fish sandwich? And we just lack the fundamental data to ensure that, and O-Search is one of the organizations closing those data gaps.
And Chris Fisher, we're going to let you go out, get back to collecting that data. Would love to talk to you after the expedition about what you find out, what we learn about sharks, really not far from where we are here in southwestern Connecticut.
Fantastic. Look forward to seeing you up there. You ought to come out and spend a day on the ship.
Chris Fisher, osearch.org. Thanks for joining us on Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop. Warm weather, light breezes, boats are in the water. There's no better place to celebrate summer than the Dock Shop. Whether in Darien at 51 Tokenique Road or Westport at 609 Riverside Avenue, the Dock Shop is where you'll find everything you need to kick off summer. From the latest summer apparel to the newest fishing tackle, the Dock Shop will help you get the most out of your next beach day or harbor cruise. At the Dock Shop, you'll find a wonderful selection of items made in the USA and right here in New England, all with a distinct nautical flair. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the coastal lifestyle, this is a unique place to shop. DockShop.com.
Have a sports injury or a slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Biking, golf, tennis, soccer, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook.
Keep your future star active and happy this summer at Future Stars Sports Academy camps and clinics. The Academy is offering sessions throughout Fairfield County. Sign up for a week of basketball, cheerleading, football, or a multi-sports camp. At Future Stars Academy, children learn the fundamentals while under the supervision of qualified coaches. And what sets the Academy apart is its special Lessons of Life sessions, teaching values and focusing on building self-esteem, friendships, and honesty. Located at Sports Center Connecticut in Shelton and in Sports in Trumbull. Register online at futurestarsportsacademy.com.
I'm Kate Chaplinsky. Join us for Coffee Break, weekdays at 11 to get the latest Connecticut news, weather, high school sports, and more. News doesn't get any more local than on Coffee Break on the HAN network.
Welcome back to Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop this Thursday, June 23rd. A little inside info here is that we did tape that interview with Chris Fisher from O-Search on Monday. He was calling us from on board the MV O-Search. They were off the Carolinas fishing for tiger sharks, apparently had a good expedition, and in a report from them posted yesterday on Facebook, promoting a Kickstarter campaign that we'll get back to in a second, we learned that they will be staging in this area for that Long Island expedition. So we'll have more to come on future Yankee Fisherman episodes about the O-Search expedition off Long Island. You heard Chris make reference in there to a Kickstarter campaign. That was still going on when we talked to him on Monday. It ended Wednesday with them succeeding. They had a goal of $150,000. They made more than $154,700 and were backed by 1,471 people. Sounds like it's going to be a good expedition. We're looking forward to doing a little bit more on that. Another thing we're looking to do more on, and we haven't done anything in a while on it, is the growing sport of interscholastic fishing on a competitive level. We've seen it on colleges, a growing intercollegiate effort, some of it moved by BASS, the Bass Angler Sportsman Society. We're seeing it also on the high school level. We've talked to some organizers in the past. Notre Dame of West Haven has a team. They're making an impact, and they spent some time talking to us just the other day. We're at Lake Zor. We are with the Notre Dame West Haven bass fishing team. They're tournament fishermen representing their high school. Guys, introduce yourselves.
I'm Joe Boucher.
I'm Anthony Boucher.
I'm Tomasello Riccio.
Tim Furtak.
Tim, you're the coach. How did this bass fishing team get started at Notre Dame West Haven?
A while ago, we started an outdoorsman club at school, and it was just a bunch of kids who liked fishing, hunting, and other outdoor activities. I personally liked it as well. I saw it as a way I could share my hobby with the kids I teach. And it really took off. We'd go on local trips around the New Haven area. And then last year, Tomasello approached me about potentially doing a tournament team through the BASS. And it really has been a tremendous opportunity for us. It's really taken off. It's really a great opportunity these kids wouldn't have without the volunteers at the BASS and Ron Frisk with the CT Nation director.
What are the steps involved should somebody want to start a team at their high school?
Anybody for a high school, you need a moderator, and there's really not much on the moderator for the club. I just make sure the guys are organized. They got to make sure they have Bass memberships and they pay their dues to the Bass Nation. And other than that, you got to contact Ron Frisk with the CT Bass Nation. He's the youth and high school director. He does a tremendous job. I cannot say enough good things about him. He really handles everything as far as getting the kids to where they need to be on tournament days, getting them the boats, getting them organized as far as what they need, where they need to be. It's really not a lot on us as a high school, but as I said, it's a great opportunity for these guys.
How did you guys get started fishing, Tomasello?
I mean, I've been fishing since I was really little, but I started doing the tournament fishing these past couple years when I was in high school because I wanted something that I can be not recognized, but kind of to represent my high school with and really take part of my school. And I always loved the outdoors, and that's how I kind of combined what I love to do and my high school. Yeah.
How about you guys, brothers?
Yep.
Fishing family?
Yeah. So we used to go fishing with our dad a lot, and we would use night crawlers and bobbers, and sometimes you would catch bass once in a while, and we're like, wow, that's a lot of fun. So how can we catch more bass and less sunnies? So, we would, research and do whatever it takes, and one thing led to another, and we're tournament fishing now.
Now, you guys just a big win. Tell us about that, Tim.
Well, Tomasello just came in second place at our most recent tournament on the Connecticut River.
Tell us about that tournament, Tomasello.
The Connecticut River was tough. I mean, they say when you have more experience on the bodies of water that you're fishing, you'll tend to do a little better, but I haven't found that to be true because I never fished the Connecticut River before, and I stuck to basics. Like, it's a river, so I didn't want to stay on the main river. I tried staying off the main river and backwaters and stuff like that. I fish shallow. It's more effective for me because I can catch bass in shallow water. That's one of the things that really helped me out there.
Now, often tournament bass fishing done via boat. Obviously, these guys probably don't own boats. Do we have volunteers who provide the boats?
Yeah, it's entirely run by adult tournament anglers who volunteer their Saturdays for these guys, and you wouldn't be able to do this without those volunteers. Tremendous job those guys do. But these guys get to go out in fully rigged bass boats. I mean, $50 to $100 rigs. They pay for gas money. It's an unbelievable opportunity. If anybody wanted to do that on their own, they would hire a guide. They'd be paying $400 or $500. So it's really a tremendous opportunity that Ron and Bass Nation provide for these guys.
Any shore fishing, or it's totally boat?
We do some shore fishing as a club, but as far as the tournaments go, it's all boats on bigger bodies of water all across the state.
How many tournaments a season?
This year there's 5.
Yeah.
Last year there was 6 or 7. It's tough because, again, you need the volunteers to be able to do it. So that offers some limitations.
Now, where do you guys see this going? Is this going to remain a recreational thing? Are you going to chase maybe doing some tournament angling on the local level, on the federation level, maybe get up to the top level?
That's hard to say because the way we fish is the bass boat drivers, they help you out, they give you tips, and I feel like tournaments would sway differently if it was all up to just the anglers, just the high school fishermen. So unless we actually fish by ourselves, it's kind of hard to tell where it would go.
Recreationally, are you all primarily bass fishermen, or do you go out for other species?
I do a lot of bass. I love saltwater fishing too. Bluefish and stripers. I do a lot of that in the summer.
What towns are you guys from, by the way? Notre Dame drawing from all over the region.
I'm from Hamden.
And we're from Seymour.
Favorite places to fish, or do you not want to give them away?
You
don't have to give them away. You don't. I've always said on the show, you do not have to say.
Well, some of our favorite spots don't even have names. So.
There you go.
How about tactics?
You know what? It's kind of how I do it is I begin with the same bait every time, and if that's not biting, like my go-to bait, and if that's not catching, then I would use other things that would that would go for, the weather or the way the water is.
And we're seeing some soft baits here. We're seeing some hard baits. We're seeing a lot of different stuff. A number of spinning rods and casting rods. I think we're used to seeing bait casting reels with the tournament. Is there an advantage to using the spinning reel? Anybody?
I mean, as far as a spinning rod goes, for me, it's easier for me because I'm not that well versed with a bait caster, but I can make it happen. I tend to throw lighter baits on the spinning rod and heavier baits on the bait caster.
So where do we stand in the 2016 Connecticut high school bass fishing season?
Tomasello and his partner Justin Dillon, I think currently in second place overall. There's about 8 or 9 high schools that do it overall, and about 15, 16 teams.
Yeah, I think 7. Yeah, give or take.
And how many tournaments are remain this year?
There's 3 more, right?
3 more.
Lake Villanona in July, Lake Zor here in August, and then Kindlewood Lake in September.
So this is not married to the school year. This goes on all summer.
Yeah.
It's tough for the seniors, but they can continue fishing through this tournament season. Because we're in the north, we have a tighter window of time for our fishing season. A lot of schools down south, they're able to marry it with the school year. With the obviously New England weather, we can't do that.
Who's a senior?
We graduated already.
I know. You guys had the early graduation you guys get. By the way, who designed the uniforms? Because they're awesome.
Valley Fashions made the uniforms for us. The uniforms are an Alliance package. That's Treya and Mercury Lowrance Motor Guide. As far as the ND goes, that was from our school. That's our school's design.
You've got great uniforms in most sports. These really are.
Thanks.
I like that. I like those a lot. Now, when you guys go off to college, we're seeing a lot more college fishing in the national media. You guys going to continue it at that level?
Yeah, that's definitely something I'm really looking forward to doing. I hope I can do it where I am.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Albany College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences. So if I can make something happen there, that'd be really nice.
Yeah, my college, University of Hartford, doesn't currently have any fishing, but I hope I could pull a few strings there.
I say start it, and whatever help you need, let me know. I'll do whatever it takes to get it going. Notre Dame West Haven Bass Fishing Team, thanks for joining us on Yankee Fisherman.
Thank you. Thank you.
Want to thank the guys from the Notre Dame West Haven Bass Fishing Team. Was hoping we'd get out fishing. Someday we will, and we hope to get out to some of those tournaments that are coming up and give all the kids some coverage, because I think it's just really cool that through their schools they're getting exposed to fishing. We'll take a short break. When we come back, a busy weekend ahead with fishing and conservation on Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop. Warm weather, light breezes, boats are in the water. There's no better place to celebrate summer than the Dock Shop. Whether in Darien at 51 Tokenique Road or Westport at 609 Riverside Avenue, the Dock Shop is where you'll find everything you need to kick off summer. From the latest summer apparel to the newest fishing tackle, the Dock Shop will help you get the most out of your next beach day or harbor cruise. At the Dock Shop, you'll find a wonderful selection of items made in the USA and right here in New England, all with a distinct nautical flair. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the coastal lifestyle, this is a unique place to shop. DockShop.com.
Mosquitoes, ticks, gone. Guaranteed. That's what Mosquito Squad guarantees as America's most trusted mosquito and tick control company. Locally owned and operated, over 90,000 homes have been protected by Mosquito Squad using their dual protection method for season-long protection, which includes barrier spray service for eliminating mosquitoes and adult ticks, as well as supplemental programs to increase tick control. They use only USDA organic options, which are safe and non-toxic. Contact them today at www.squadctny.com or 203-893-4309. Mosquito Squad. No bugs, no bites, no kidding.
Walter Stewart's Market in New Canaan is your time-saving local shopping destination for the best of spring. Find many of your favorite products, from great specials on everyday items to the freshest organic produce, artisanal cheeses, and grass-fed steaks. Drop off your knives to be sharpened, grab a beautiful bouquet of spring flowers, and stop in next door for a wine tasting. Plus, their personable staff is always ready to lend a helping hand. So stop in to Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street today, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
Connecticut is coming back to hometown banking, to a partner that makes small businesses feel big, where community comes first, where you get the know-how only neighbors can deliver, where saving time is important too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well, bank smart, bank local, bank well. With the 24-month Bank Well Smart CD, you can earn 1.35% APY and raise your rate and add to your CD.
I really wanted something that felt like a home. Coming from a big house, I wanted the feel of a home as opposed to a condo. The construction is incredible, whether it's the floors, the fireplace, the moldings, the lighting. It's as peaceful as my home was in the middle of the woods. It feels like a house. It does not feel like a condo or a townhome. I feel like I'm in my house.
When it comes to local entertainment, we've got it all.
From movies, local artists, etiquette, and more.
Watch HAN Arts and Leisure every Thursday at 2 on the HAN Network.
Welcome back to Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop this Thursday, June 23rd. John Kovach with you, live from our Shelton studio. Thanks again to Chris Fisher from OSearch and the guys from the Notre Dame West Haven Bass Fishing Team for taking some time to talk to us this week. A lot going on this weekend. I'll be at least one event, that at Three Bells Outfitters, which is going to be on Saturday all day. I believe most of the spots are gone. You can check their website, Three Bells Outfitters. But this is a first cast event where people are going to get to try out kayak fishing. It's something I have talked about for years. I saw a presentation on it back at the old Westport Outfitters, which is where our sponsor, the Dock Shop, is now located in Westport, about some hardcore offshore. Guys are using it in ponds, lakes, off Long Island. We're going to go up there and see what's going on with bass fishing, or kayak fishing. Hopefully the first of many segments on that. There are other first cast days up at Three Bells. Those are coming up July 16th and August 13th. We'll probably have more information on those next week. It is Free Fishing Weekend in New York, and that's going to coincide with a fundraiser for the Catskill Fly Fishing Center and Museum. The Catskill Brewery, which we've profiled here on Yankee Fisherman, is going to host the Fly Fishing Film Tour. That is on Saturday, June 25th from 3 to 10 p.m. It's a full-day thing designed to spread awareness of the Catskill Fly Fishing Center and Museum. Beer, food, music, the films. Movies are outdoors in a tent on the grounds of the brewery. The brewery is literally down the street, down old Route 17 from the Catskill Fly Fishing Center Museum. Regret that I won't make it there. Sounds like it's going to be a fun event. Enjoy it if you get there. If you're in the area, go support the museum. Saturday, Mianis Trout Unlimited in Candlewood Valley. They're going to have a fishing trip and barbecue up to the Farmington. They're meeting in Whittemore Grove in Barkhamsted. You can register at MianisTU or CVTU, both.org. if you want to go to that on Saturday. And then on Sunday, the Putatuck River and Deep Brook in Newtown need a little bit of work, need an assessment. From 9 a.m. to 3 or 4 p.m., the Candlewood Valley chapter of TU and the Putatuck Watershed Association are going to meet on the stream and do some projects to improve that fishery. I haven't fished it yet. I've heard it's a great stream, and I'm hoping I can get up there Sunday, get a look at it, maybe get some film, and maybe talk to some people about that. More information there also at cvtu.org. That's going to do it for this week's Yankee Fisherman. We will be back next week. most likely with some kayak fishing, maybe a stream project, and a whole lot of angling news on Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop. Till then, tight lines.